Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is December 21st, 2024, and the Club Socis have officially approved the Nike deal. Also, Eric Garcia is getting some traction or interest in the Premier League. And finally, Suma Barca have offered to mediate between the club and the supporters section. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we begin today's video with some good news because the Club Socis have officially approved the Nike deal. Now today was the extraordinary assembly where board of directors and Joan Laporta presented the Nike deal to the Club Socis, answered any questions, and after that the Club Socis got to vote on whether to approve or not the Nike deal. And while the Club Socis have officially approved the Nike deal with 419 votes in favor, 27 votes against, and 22 votes in abstention. Now, Joan Laporta called this deal the best contract in history, and he stated that this contract will be very important for the club's financial health and in order to protect this club's model of ownership, where the club is owned by its own members. Now, this Nike deal contract will, of course, have two phases. The first phase, which extends from now until 2028, where Nike will pay Barcelona 45 million euros more per season. And the second phase will go from 2028 until 2038, where Nike will pay Barcelona 60 million euros more per season than what they are currently paying the club to be the main sponsor. Now, we do have some details about the Nike deal. We don't have all the numbers because, of course, there is a confidentiality agreement or confidentiality clause within the contract that doesn't allow Joan Laporta to, tell us all what the exact numbers are. But we do have some key details about this contract, starting, of course, with the fact that this contract will run until 2038. It was due to expire in 2028. It was extended by 10 years. So 2038, new expiration date. Nike will pay Barcelona, or already paid Barcelona, 150 million euros signing bonus, which of course will be prorated over 14 years. So in other words, you take the 150 million, you divide it by 4 years, and that's how much you can factor in every year. This was, of course, a decision by La Liga. Nike will pay Barcelona a fixed amount per season. We don't know the exact amounts, again, because of the confidentiality clause. And on top of that fixed amount, Nike will pay Barcelona a variable amount, which is based on a number of titles won. So in other words, let's say Nike will pay Barcelona 100 million. Barcelona win a title that season, they might get an extra, 10 million. So then Barcelona end up getting 110. And maybe they also win the Champions League. So maybe it's another 10 million. So then Barcelona will get 120 instead of 100. So you get the idea. Now, another thing is there will be no penalties in this contract. As you might recall, the contract that Bartomeu signed had penalty clauses where if Barcelona didn't achieve certain things, like if they didn't win La Liga in a certain season, then Nike for that season would pay them less than what they were supposed to pay. So no penalties. Those clauses were completely removed out of the contract. And this contract is structured to increase with a reevaluation between 10 to 15%. So let's say Nike will pay Barcelona 100 million euros fixed. In a few years, that would get reevaluated. And let's say the Barca brand has increased in value. So then Nike will start paying Barcelona 120 million, let's say, per season, plus the variable amount, of course, based on performance. So really good contract. And it's estimated that Barcelona will make around 1.7 billion euros. That's billion with a B, by the year 2038. So definitely a huge improvement from what Nike used to pay Barcelona. And I'm very glad that Joan Laporta and the board of directors were able to negotiate this deal. Now, Joan Laporta did clarify something that's very, very important, which is why Barcelona were not able to achieve the 1-1 rule. Of course, he had initially said that with the Nike deal, we would achieve the 1-1 rule. Then it turned out that wasn't the case. This, of course, has caused a lot of people to call him a liar, that he's just, gaslighting the fans. But Joan Laporta explaining it, making it very clear that the reason why he had said that, it's because La Liga. Barcelona presented the details of the Nike deal to La Liga. La Liga said, yes, absolutely. This contract will count as new revenue. You will achieve the 1-1 rule. Everything looks great. Then Barcelona signed the deal, and La Liga said, actually, never mind. This will not count as new revenue. And the 150 million euro signing bonus, guess what? You're going to have to divide it by 14 years. So no, you're not going to reach the 1-1 rule. And this, of course, is the truth, because remember, this is the basis for the lawsuit that Barcelona have filed against La Liga in order to get Dani Olmo and Pau Victor registered. So it's not that Joan Laporta lied to us. It was La Liga that decided to change his mind, where they first said, yes, Barca, you will achieve the 1-1. And then they were saying, oh, never mind, you're not going to do it. Of course, that's nothing new. La Liga have been changing their financial fair play rules every other day, and it always seems to impact us. But anyways, on to bad news now that we talked about good news, because as you might know by now, Barcelona lost today against Atletico Madrid 1-2 at the Olympic Stadium Luis Companys. And this, of course, means that Atletico Madrid are now sitting at the top of the table ahead of Barcelona by 3 points with one less match. Real Madrid have to play their match tomorrow, and if they win theirs, they would also surpass us, which means that Barcelona would drop to third place. Now, of course, I did do a post-match live analysis, so if you are curious to hear my thoughts and my analysis of the match, make sure to check out the video on the channel. Now, today's match was yet another match that had no supporter section, because the board of directors have decided to ban the supporter section from entering the stadium, since they have refused to pay the 21,000 euros bill that Barcelona sent them, which is a collection of all the fines that Barcelona had to pay last year from inappropriate behavior coming from the supporter section. And well, now a new group called Suma Barça, well, they're not a new group, but a group called Suma Barça, which is a group of Barcelona fans, have offered the club to mediate between both the club and the supporter section, because of course a club cannot be without its supporter section. We've noticed in every home match where it's so silent, the stadium is so silent, and that takes away the home advantage, because the whole point of playing at home is having your supporters chanting, supporting you, and making it hell for the opposing team. But instead, it's been dead quiet at Montjuic because the supporter sections have not been allowed to enter. I really hope this gets resolved, and hopefully Suma Barça maybe can help us reach there. Now, more news, because in today's match, we of course saw Eric Garcia coming in for Marc Casado. And well, the news is that Eric Garcia is currently attracting some attention in the Premier League. It looks like there are two English teams who are interested in signing Eric Garcia. They're both very attracted by his versatility, because Eric Garcia can play not only as a center back but also as a fullback and as a defensive midfielder. And these two teams are Chelsea and Newcastle. Now, in the case of Chelsea, they're looking to stabilize their backline after inconsistent performances from Disasi and Badiashile. And well, as far as Newcastle, they're looking for more depth and more quality, because their defense has been kind of spotty. Now, another player that played in today's match, which, by the way, completely ghosted and had a horrible match, was Robert Lewandowski. And the news in regards to the Polish striker is that he's currently on his way to finish this year as the top scorer of the calendar year 2024. Now, Lewandowski has scored 40 goals total this year, this calendar year, not the season, this calendar year. Lewandowski has scored 40 goals. In second place is Harry Kane with 39 goals, and Harry Kane has no more matches left this year, so he will stay at 39. In third place is Erling Haaland with 37 goals, so 3 goals behind Lewandowski. And Haaland, well, he has 2 matches left, so he could technically reach or surpass Lewandowski. We'll have to wait and see. Then there's Jonathan David with 35 goals. He also has no more matches left, so he will stay at 35. And finally, Kylian Mbappe, who also has 35 goals. Tomorrow, Mbappe does play with Real Madrid against Sevilla. Unless Mbappe scores 6 goals, I don't see him surpassing Lewandowski. So really, the only one who could surpass the Polish striker is Erling Haaland who has 3 less goals than Lewy and who has 2 matches to go. We'll see whether Lewandowski will end this calendar year as the top scorer or whether it will be Erling Haaland. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.